Hey guys, this is Max from MHS Prod, and today I will do a short video. This is not really a tutorial, this is more a workflow answer question. I had some questions in the Discord because some guys are seeing that I'm using Octane and Cycle Render. And some guys asked me what's the best workflow with X particle trails. So I will do this video to answer to the question and telling you the best way to optimize your work if you're working with Cycle 4D, Octane Render, or even the Physical Render. If you're new to this channel, you must know that we have a Discord. What is Discord? It's like a chat where you can meet different people. We have a lot of people, and you have English chat rooms and French chat rooms, and you can share your work, ask critics, you can ask for computer setups, and you have a lot of different chats. This is really simple to join. You just have to click a link and you have joined us. We are in less than 2 weeks already 300 people, so this is really nice and active to share the work. So this was made with Cycle, and I will explain to you X particle trails workflow today. So feel free to join us and subscribe to the channel. This is mostly a French English channel, but you have in the upright the content language. So mostly the content in French is in French because we are French guys, different guys making tutorial, but I try myself to do sometimes and more as possible English tutorials to help people because I know that French is sometimes hard to master, and I've made really cool tutorials about a lot of different stuff. For example, creating clauses in 3D or stuff like that. And when you have the English flag, the tutorials are in English, so feel free to subscribe. And if you just want to watch the English content, just watch the English content. So right now we will start in C4D, and I will just optimize it really quickly by opening my don't know the English word for that, but it's sometimes just moving the priority up to the normal will avoid problems of stability with Cinema 4D and for example Google. You must know that sometimes C4D can be unstable even if you work on on Titan's GPU and fucking Intel i7. So let's start, and we will start with Cycle, then see Octane Render, and in the last time I will show you the basics with the Physical Render. Hope you will enjoy this video and learn something. As I say, this is not a tutorial, so you can close your C4D and just watch, enjoy. And if you just not want to watch, I invite you to join the community, because this is really important to grow as an artist with a community, meet different people, ask critique. That's the way you progress. So that's why I start my videos with showing you the community. Let's start. So I will open my Cycle 4D and take my real-time editor, and I will dock it there because I can't show you my two screens. And I will go into my render setting parameters, Cycle 4D, and I will tweak some parameters. If you're new to Cycle 4D, I invite you to copy my setting because I found them really nice. So usually I take my only Titan. I'm sad because that's the same as the display, but I will hope to update my config soon. I go to experimental features to take on the correlated multi-jitter. We will render a bit slower, but avoid more easily problems of noises and fireflies. I will stay Hilbert Spiral Progressive Refine. Usually I stay with these GPU tiles and this start resolution. This was optimized. This was not here in the first cycle versions, but now they optimize it to have a better GPU optimization. BVH type better to stay static if you work on an image, or let's put it in dynamic if you're doing a lot of animation, because this will send more quickly infos to the renderer. So dynamic if you're making animations. If you're dumb, you can unclick that, but this is better to check it, to let auto detect trade. About the samples, I like to go, for example, to 12 or a bit up, just depend on which type of image I want, and I always want the less noises for my renders, so just up it a bit. And to avoid sometimes fireflies, let's play with a clump. You must know that you only have max one ray bounce, which is it's a bit shitty. So let's up it a bit if you work. Just upping by 4 to have a better idea of what I make. And filter width is nice with 1.5, but sometimes I found the renders a bit better by putting this value a bit down. This is about the filters, like, you know, for avoid a bit the aliasing problems. And let's stay like that with all the parameters. And next thing I like to do for my workflow is to use the really nice plugin from Grayscale Gorilla called HDRI Link. My friend Sylvain made a video on our channel to say that this plugin is a bit unnecessary if you're working with an optimized library, but if you're working with Cycle, this is a bit better, because you know that the Cycle environment had a node system, and you must link environment texture there in the background, and just move texture to your HDRI link is better if you want to change fast and easily your HDRI. So that's for me a really great workflow. I like the way of integration with HDRI link and Cycle. So if I want to change any HDRI, I just launch my browser and click, and that's nice, because for the guys who do not use HDRI link, you must go there and change it, and you will do more clicks, and that's a bit a pain. So there I have my really great sexy male, sexy, don't know the English word for that. In French it's called pantin. Let's say after me, pantin. Okay, that's nice. Now we will focus on trails, because that's the main topic of today. I will delete this guy and just take my X particle XP system. I will do the most basic stuff you see every day on Instagram. So generator object, let's go with an emitter. Wow. And just put it on a sphere. Let's put the radius to 1, emission to shot. That's not a tutorial, so do not do the step, just watch it, because I'm not doing something really interesting. And let's just speed at this and just wow. Add a bit of turbulence like everyone does, because that's really the most easy thing to do. You can do like everyone curl noise, and wow. Wow. You can let in turbulence, because my curl noise makes something strange, and I do not want to lose time in this tutorial tweaking things, so just stay like that to show you, and feel free to do everything you want. Put XP trail, take my emitter, trail thickness set with use spline, and type with B spline with adaptive interpolation. So wow, this is really sexy. So okay, I do not have any kind of turbulence. Can add a bit because that's a bit better. That's strange that it doesn't work that well. I will put back turbulence. Okay, I have a bit of turbulence. I will up it to 20 just to have something more random, and that will look just a bit better. So I have my random trails, and I will render it really easily with cycle. So the only things you have to do is to go to your trails, right click, do a click there, and use cycle curve. And this is a really nice workflow in a cycle. I will show you then in Octane and Basic. You will see that it's nice, but cycle is probably probably have the best optimization. So I just need to create now an object material and drop it onto my trails, and you will see that I will get my trails showing, and this render really fast. And just do animation preview, and you will see that it's really responsive. My BVH is really fast. You know, you do not have to wait 10 minutes, because the guy on the Discord say me in the audio chat that hey guys, hey guy, I have 10 minutes to wait before seeing my trails in Octane Render. That's because he had not air rendering and not spline rendering, and in Octane he sent the geometry, so he had a lot of geometry, and he must wait 10 minutes before seeing every result. This is a really bad workflow. So you see that with cycle, this is really nice to do. You have sometimes a bit of strange things, but you at every moment you can go there on your cycle curves option, subdivide it a bit, and you can tweak your look really easily with cycle curve options. Let's do render. You just need to wait a bit, because now it will take a bit more time to be built, and the sample will not render as fast as it was at the beginning. But you see that it's growing and building really nice, smoothly and fast, and this is cool. You can control really easily the trace look, thing that you can't do really as easy in Octane Render, just by going there, taking for example input attribute, and then you have a slide with trails, and I can do a complex nodal stuff, but here I will just dock it, put it in the color just to do not lose time. And now you will see that it's going to be green. Hope this will a bit I do not have nothing at the moment because of I must rebuild it. Still do not have nothing. That's probably because I must go into my emitter. Let's go to display and probably change it, for example, to gradient random, and I will choose a preset, for example this one, and I hope this will work, because I'm feeling a bit silly right now. And this still doesn't work. That's a bit strange, because that's the usual workflow I had. Probably I missed something. I will just untick subdivide at the moment and see if it works. just to have a quickly render. Yeah, okay, I have a small bug, but at the beginning I see my different trails. So I will not spend time to try to look where my problem is, because every time you record a tutorial you had problems. Usually I do not have problems with this option, but as you see I had this strange problem. When I probably have too much geometry, my trails disappear. But you see that I can control, if you do not have bugs, now directly into the emitter your look. So just take another preset, for example, full colors, and I must restart the simulation, and okay, this is very colorful. So I think you understand how it worked, and as you see, this is working really fast, really nice, really easy, and this is strange at this moment this disappear. If you guys know why it's disappearing, if it's a bug or if I make something wrong, just tell me in the comment, because that's the first time I got this problem. I do not know, I probably missed something, or that's probably the tutorial malediction, because every time you do a tutorial you will have worst result than every time. Okay, so you just see the X particle workflow. I will just disconnect this attribute and see that it's working nicely for better rendering. That's nice and smooth, and this is really fast. This is really nice, really fast, and rendering really fast if you do not have too much geometry. So right now we will jump into Octane Render. So just disable this, and Octane Render. This is not necessary to switch there, but I will try to do it. I do not have the latest version with the progressive refine, but this will show you basic stuff. So just hit simple render, just dock it like that. Just put it there, or switch to paste tracing. Paste tracing is always better, but just to have a quick render, I will show you. So you can render geometry. That was Discord guy mistake. He just go into generators and put spline measure. He got his XP trail, and he rendered geometry. So he had a lot of geometry, and when you have too much geometry, you will see that Octane will have a bit of problems. Let's see how slow it is. It takes times to do geometry in your live viewer, and it takes even more time to send the infos. So one thing's really nice about Octane, it looks better than Cycle in less time. So less noises, less fireflies, and for me Octane is really the strongest about you have a fast and nice result. That's why that's my favorite render, because with Cycle, sorry for the guys who made Cycle, and because I know they are independent and they try to improve it, but it's more painful to avoid noises into complex scene, or you have a too huge render time. So that's why I choose Octane, because when you work as a freelance you need to have really quick result, and sometimes you are alone to do renders, and if it's to have a GPU and render things on farm, that's not the best way. Octane, really nice optimization, really fast, and a lot of simple controls, and plus progressive refine for the new versions. So that's the worst way to render trails with Octane. So I admit that Octane is shitty for not shitty, but it work less good for all the scene with a lot of geometry, because you need to resend every time into his renderer, so you need to have very well optimized scene. And the thing that work really nice is just to click it and use Octane Octane object tag and just render it as air. And now you will see that it will render. It will take a bit time, but it will be very fast in comparison to the thing I showed you just before if you render it to geometry. So if you're doing Octane trails, you must render it as air. And now this is fast, this is nice, but you must know that it will always be a bit slower than Cycle if you have a huge amount of trails. But for me, the best renderer is Octane. Cycle is probably easier to work with trails, but if I had to do something really professional with trails, even if I say that Cycle is better, I will work with Octane, because you will lose more time working on your look. And see how fast it is. I switch to pace tracing. You can optimize in really fast. You have something really cool, really responsive. When you know your renderer, you can just tweak it and have better result, and see how it will look amazing with simple HDRI environment. So in really seconds you can have something clean and amazing looking, and I see no noise, I see no strange thing on the trails like I see in Cycle. So Octane definitely is best, but for the guys working with trails, render it as airs. And I've made another tutorial on my channel on how to color these airs. So I will not do it, because you must do a material, go into emissive channel and do it with a gradient that work really nice. And I have already a tutorial, so I will not spend much more time into this, and I will just go into the latest way to render it. The latest, if you render it with C4D, the basic C4D, just feel free to use the basic spline mesher. It will work nice. You will have a nice look, really fast, and C4D is still a really great render. Because I love to use, for example, in a separate pace, the volumetric light, which looks really amazing, and I just render it separately, because it's not a real volumetric light, because it works with noises. But just having this pace and compose it with After Effects or stuff of compositing like Fusion is really, what the fuck, I was with Octane, physics, and this allow you to make effect few seconds. So if you're working with a scene, I always like, so that's the end tips, do a physical render with C4D with volumetric light pass, just to compose it, because it looks amazing, and Octane volume are really nice, and that's real. Do volumetric render in C4D, because they look really nice, and in compositing you can really do great things with this kind of effects. So that was the end tip. But if you're just working with C4D basic, you do not have to take care about how much optimization you should have into your scene, because render, you will not have to wait to the infos to be sent to an external renderer, And do not forget that C4D is still a great renderer, and I hope when they will come to GPU they will probably be killer because of some options that I still like about volumetric lights and these fucking kills. And if a day they can have the amazing sketch and tune options, I will be very happy, because I've made some project with sketch and tune and they fucking amazing. I will try to see if I got some examples, but C4D is really amazing, and guys are very often talking about Octane Render, but do not forget that Octane Render is just a tool, probably the most amazing tool, but the other render all have a lot of strength, and C4D is really amazing for all the guys doing motion design, motion and stuff, because of our very powerful things like I just showed, fake volumetric lights and sketch and tune option. And I will just show you quickly a sketch and tune project that a guy and myself made for a French phone company. Let's go into my image. This is not the final render. I will just show you the project. So I had made all these renders with C4D, and I had another pass with the shadows, and I just compose it. Just put it into screen mode. I think I must put the shadow here, and here put it into product, and just lower the intensity. And as you see, I've made this I think 47 scene like that, but it looks fucking amazing. That's 3D, you know. You can make really amazing thing with C4D, and I'm just so excited if they come to GPU rendering. Make sketch and tune projects with GPU could be really fucking killer, because I think for motion design this looks just amazing, and I had a lot of fun using C4D, but the only pain that it was on CPU, and that's too slow. But when they will come to GPU, I think I will always switch between Octane and C4D to make my different paces and make all the amazing things in After Effects. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned a lot of stuff about trace, about optimization, about how C4D can be good to make this kind of really nice projects. So that's not the final project. I just imported the different paces, and we made the other guy made other paces and compositing the. So that's not the final result. I hope I can show you it really soon. But that's all, and I hope you guys enjoy, and probably see you soon, and have a great time. Feel free to subscribe to the channel and